Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into Warren Buffett's latest annual letter to Berkshire Hathaway shareholders. And, we're not just here to look at the numbers. We're here to decode a really powerful philosophy on business and, honestly, on life. A philosophy that's fueled 60 years of just incredible success. So think about most corporate reports you see. They always lead with the good news, right? They bury anything negative pages and pages deep. Well, Buffett's letter does the complete opposite. It opens right here with this refreshingly honest admission. It just sets a totally different tone from the get-go.
And this isn't some one-time thing, get this. In the last 5 years alone, Buffett has used the words mistake or error 16 times in his letters. It's this pattern of radical honesty that you almost never see in the corporate world. It's pretty amazing.
And this slide really nails the core difference. Most corporate culture, it just defaults to what he calls happy talk and pictures. But Berkshire, they deliberately choose a full recitation of the good and the bad. It's a very conscious decision, and it's what sets them so far apart.
So you have to ask, why? Why be so honest? Well, Buffett calls it the Berkshire Creed. And it's a really simple but powerful idea. You tell your partners the unvarnished truth. You communicate with them exactly as you would want to be communicated with if your roles were reversed, if your life savings were on the line.
Okay, so how does this creed actually play out in the real world? I mean, it's not just about nice words in a letter. It fundamentally shapes how Berkshire does business. And to see that, let's start with this remarkable story about trust.
So just imagine this situation for a second. Buffett is acquiring Forest River, which is a massively successful company run by its founder, a guy named Pete Leigel. The business is an absolute gem, and Pete is the genius who built it. Now comes the really tricky part. How much do you pay him?
So when Buffett asks Pete, hey, name your price, Pete's response is just stunning. He says he just doesn't want to make more than his new boss. I mean, think about that for a second. This was a deal sealed on character and mutual respect, not some 100-page contract full of legalese.
And the result of that simple handshake deal, 19 years of unbelievable lights-out performance. This one decision, which was based on trusting the right person, it proved to be way more powerful than any legal document ever could have been.
And this story, it really reveals the principle underneath it all. Berkshire bets on people, not on resumes. Buffett truly believes that business talent is something you're mostly born with, that, as he says, nature often swamps nurture, and that a fancy degree isn't the real measure of a person's ability.
All right, so now let's look at the what, the absolutely staggering results that this philosophy has produced over the years. It's really one of the greatest transformation stories in American business history. Buffett himself will tell you that buying Berkshire way back in 1965 was a huge mistake. It was a failing textile mill, basically destined for the ash can, as he puts it. But fast forward 60 years, and that very same company has become this incredible symbol of American success. Just how successful? Well, in 2024 alone, Berkshire paid this much in corporate income tax. That's a number so huge, it's honestly kind of hard to even wrap your head around it.
But let's try to put that in perspective. This one single company paid about 1/20th of the entire corporate tax bill for the United States. Just let that sink in for a moment. One company paying 5% of the total. It's wild.
To make this crazy number feel real, Buffett gives us this incredible analogy. He says imagine writing a check for $1 million and then doing it again 20 minutes later and just keeping that up day and night for an entire year. That's the scale we're talking about. So what's fueling this? Massive operating earnings. Just look at the huge jump in their core insurance business. The underwriting profit, that's the money they make just from selling policies. Before you even count investment returns, it nearly doubled in just 1 year. Now, this kind of financial success, it isn't just about making shrewd deals or managing insurance risk really well. It's rooted in something deeper, a deep, unwavering, 60-year belief in one single, powerful idea. You hear all this talk about the huge pile of cash Berkshire is sitting on, but Buffett is quick to emphasize that the great majority of shareholders' money is exactly where it should be, invested in businesses. At the end of the day, Berkshire will always prefer owning a piece of a great company over just holding cash. And this quote right here, this is the bedrock of their entire 60-year journey. It's a profound, it's continuous, and it's a completely unapologetic bet on the engine of American capitalism and its ability to create value over the long, long run. And here's how it all connects.
By reinvesting all those profits year after year instead of paying them out as dividends, Berkshire's success becomes a direct reflection of America's broader economic triumph. It lets every single shareholder participate in what Buffett loves to call the American miracle.
So after detailing his company's massive tax contribution, Buffett ends the financial section with this really direct and poignant message to the government. It's basically a plea for fiscal responsibility and, crucially, a stable currency, because that's what's essential for the very system he champions.
Then, to close out his letter, Buffett makes this masterful shift. He goes from talking about billions of dollars in taxes to this charming, very human story that reveals everything about his character and the folksy wisdom that makes these letters so special.
And this is just a perfect example of his unique sense of humor, sharing his sister Bertie's little theory about her cane. I mean, that's just as much a part of the Berkshire way as all the financial data. It's a powerful reminder that behind all these billions, there are real people.
So, when you put it all together, what is the Berkshire Way? Well, it's this powerful and really timeless model that's built on 4 key pillars. You practice radical honesty. You trust in people over contracts and parchment. You think in decades, not in quarters. And you maintain an unwavering bet on the long-term success of business.
And that really leaves us with a powerful question to think about. You know, in a world that is so often driven by short-term thinking and happy talk, what could we all achieve if more of us operated with the simple, powerful principles of the Berkshire Creed?